What's going on, guys? In this video I want to talk about basic training and if it's hard, if I would call it hard or difficult. And first of all, we need to get it out there, point out the obvious that the word hard, is it hard, is subjective. What's hard for me may not be hard for you, but in general, for everybody it's going to be about the same. So we're going to break it down into three categories, being physically, mentally, and emotionally. Physically is going to be obviously your PT. Mentally is going to be like the knowledge and everything that you've got to know and learn in basic. And then emotionally, obviously, being away from family and all that, how difficult that is. So physically, for me, and I think anybody that played sports in high school or growing up, just athletes, I don't think you're going to have any issues. No, I didn't. I went into basic training in very good shape. I would say I could do, I could max a PT test going into basic training. I maxed my first PT test. As basic training went on, I actually got out of shape due to the nutrition at basic training. I'll make a video on that, nutrition. But due to the nutrition and just the lack of volume that I was used to, I actually went down. But physically it wasn't hard. If you go into basic training never doing anything physically demanding, you didn't play sports, you might have some issues, but it's nothing you can't handle. If you spend a month, 4 weeks before basic training starts, running at least a mile every day, and then working up to 2 miles before you leave, and then doing 3 times a week or 4 times a week and doing push-ups the other days, I'd say working out 6 days a week, doing something, you will be fine. One aspect of being physically tough that people don't mention in a lot of YouTube videos that I've seen is it being tough on your feet. And I think I saw a lot of issues with people that never did anything physical before basic training. Their feet didn't hold up, and feet and shins. You're going to do a lot of standing. You're going to do quite a few ruck marches. You need to toughen up your feet. You need to get used to standing on your feet. If you're sitting on the couch or playing Xbox all day, you need to get on your feet and get active and get your shins used to it, and get your bones strong. Because even like myself, I played sports in high school, but being on your feet all day, especially at reception, being on your feet all day takes a toll on your ankles. I know my ankles were swollen at reception, and my shins were very sore just from standing. And when it comes to ruck marches, they're rough on your feet. I didn't get any ruck marches until FTX3 or the Forge, and we rucked like 12 miles straight. It messed up my feet pretty good. I'm 3 weeks post, maybe even a month post FTX3, and my blisters are just now coming off. They healed within about a week, but I've still got skin like every now and then that'll peel off. So it's rough on your feet. But PT test wise and day-to-day PT, not hard. They'll get you in shape, but I would suggest doing some stuff before you leave. Don't be 6 months in the depth out. I mean, you can get in shape or you cannot, but definitely if you're 30 days or less away, you need to start doing something and getting in shape and getting acclimated, especially if you're going in a summer cycle. Get used to the heat, get used to being hydrated. Mentally, basic is, I wouldn't say it's very difficult. Before I went in, I learned the general orders, the soldier's creed, and what else did I learn? That's really it. Those are the 2 things I would tell you to learn: your general orders and the soldier's creed, and you'll be set for the first red phase. And then when you get there, you'll go over what to salute, like when the songs come on, what position to stand at, how to react to an officer, an NCO. You'll learn all that. They'll teach you. It'll be on all your tests. But as long as you learn it, they'll make sure you pass the test. So don't worry about failing it. Just make sure that you're squared away and know everything, and you'll be good. Putting together and taking apart a weapon, that gave me a little bit of trouble because I was never a weapons guy. So that gave me a little bit of trouble, but you can learn it, do it. It's not hard. If you've never familiarized yourself with that weapon system, at Fort Jackson we had the M4. then you know, it can be confusing at first, but they break it down for you and it's not that hard. So mentally just familiarize yourself with what you're going to be learning. You can find it on the internet, or you can ask me specifically. But I would just say learn your general orders, the Soldier's Creed, and the ranking systems of the Army, and you will be squared away, and you can learn everything else on the fly. Those are the three main things they stress at reception and the beginning of red phase, and if you already know that, you'll be ahead of the game. Now moving on to the hardest part of basic training for me, and that would be emotionally. I thought I was emotionally ready to leave. People were asking me, "You ready to go? Are you ready to go to basic?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go, man. I'm good. I'll be fine." But it truly is a culture shock, and you may be thinking you're one of those tough guys that's not going to affect you like I was. Being away from family and leaving the comfort of home, it really does take a toll on you, and it can be tough. But there are ways that you can make it easier and, you know, deal with it. So emotionally, just being away from family, that was the hardest part for me. I'm a family person. It made me appreciate my family and wish I would have spent more time with them before I left and enjoyed that time. And yeah, it really does take a toll on you. The best advice I can give you to deal with that, one, is writing letters. When you receive letters, it really does make you feel good, and it gives you a purpose to keep going. This is cheesy, but it really will help you, and it's your battle buddies. Finding one or two, three, or a group of friends that you can talk to about anything, and just take your mind off of it. Though that really does help. Your battle buddies will get you through. That's what got me through basic training. At first, especially in reception, I bottled up and didn't talk to anybody and just dealt with it in my own head, and that was a terrible idea. I do not recommend that to anybody. I recommend, I know in reception you're not going to be able to talk a lot, but just talking about what you're going through and just be like, "Man, I miss my family." Me too, man. I feel you. What's going on? Just talking like that, and then just the day-to-day camaraderie that really gets you through basic training. So, and then my third tip for emotional, and it's just something you've got to do. You've got to man up and deal with it. You know, you've got to accept the situation you are in, accept that as your life for the next 3 months, and you've got to toughen up and deal with it. There's no getting out of it. The quickest way to get out of Fort Jackson, and they will tell you, is to graduate. We had a guy 2 weeks into basic that said, "I miss my family. I'm quitting." He went to the drill sergeant and quit, and he was still there when we graduated. He parked cars while we graduated. So they tell you the quickest way is through graduation to leave Fort Jackson, and that is the truth. So physically, it's not too bad. You can get in shape. They'll get you there mentally, learn a few things before you go, and emotionally, set everything away, square everything away before you go. Spend time with your family, write letters, and talk to your battle buddies, and that will make your time at Fort Jackson a lot easier. And yeah, so any questions, comments, or concerns, hit me up in the comment section. I'm just a hold under an AIT, so I'm here to help you out to the best of my ability. If you want to hit me up, I've got my social media in the description of my channel, and you can ask me any questions if you don't feel like asking them in the comment section. All right, guys, until the next video, take it easy.